In the heart of a quiet suburban neighborhood stood a seemingly ordinary house, its secrets hidden beneath a facade of normalcy. The tale whispered among the locals spoke of a family that had vanished without a trace, leaving behind a house frozen in time. Late one night, a brave soul named Alex, drawn by the mystery, decided to explore the abandoned dwelling. Armed with a flashlight and trembling nerves, they cautiously entered through the front door. The air inside was heavy with an unnatural stillness, as if time had stopped within those walls. Every step Alex took echoed through the empty halls, each creaking floorboard sending a shiver down their spine. As they ventured deeper into the house, strange phenomena began to unfold. Whispering voices echoed in empty rooms, their words too faint to decipher. Shadows danced on the walls, shifting and contorting in an otherworldly dance. In one room, Alex discovered a collection of old family photographs. The faces in the pictures wore frozen smiles, but their eyes held a haunting emptiness. As Alex's flashlight illuminated the images, a chill ran down their spine, a feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. In the attic, they stumbled upon a hidden diary. Its pages were filled with cryptic scribbles and fragmented thoughts. As they read, a sense of unease enveloped them, as if the words were seeping into their very soul. Suddenly, a cold gust of wind extinguished Alex's flashlight, plunging them into darkness. Panic gripped their heart as whispers surrounded them, growing louder and more sinister. Shadows materialized, crawling toward them like malicious creatures. Desperate to escape, Alex raced toward the front door, but it slammed shut with a resounding bang. Trapped inside the suffocating darkness, they felt a presence closing in, a malevolent force hungry for their fear. Just as all hope seemed lost, Alex managed to utter a single word, a word whispered in the diary. In that instant, the shadows recoiled, the whispers ceased, and the house fell into an eerie silence. Gasping for breath, Alex stumbled out of the house, forever scarred by the encounter. They knew they had witnessed something beyond explanation, a darkness that clung to the abandoned house, awaiting its next victim. Years passed, and the house remained untouched, its secrets eternally bound within its walls. Locals would walk by, unable to shake the feeling that unseen eyes were watching them. The whispers of the house became part of local lore, a tale passed down through generations, warning all who dared to enter. For in that quiet suburban neighborhood, the house stood as a chilling reminder that some mysteries should never be unraveled, for the darkness they hold can consume the curious and the brave, leaving behind only whispers and shadows. In a quiet town, nestled among towering trees, there was a peculiar antique shop. Its windows were filled with odd trinkets and forgotten relics. Locals whispered rumors that the objects held a strange power, capable of granting wishes but at a terrible cost. One evening, a young woman named Lily wandered into the shop, her curiosity getting the better of her. The shopkeeper, a wizened old man, watched her silently as she explored the dusty shelves. Lily's gaze fell upon a beautiful, silver locket. Enchanted by its intricate design, she couldn't resist the temptation. Ignoring the warnings, she placed it around her neck and made her way home. That night, as Lily lay in bed, a faint whisper filled the room. Startled, she sat up and glanced around. The locket glowed softly, drawing her attention. With trembling hands, she opened it, revealing a tiny portrait of a smiling woman. The whispers grew louder, and Lily realized they were coming from the locket itself. The woman in the portrait spoke with a haunting voice, promising to grant her deepest desire. Overwhelmed by temptation, Lily made her wish, her voice barely a whisper. Suddenly, the room grew cold, and shadows danced on the walls. The locket tightened around her neck, suffocating her. Panic filled Lily's eyes as she gasped for air. In her last moments, she realized the true price she had paid for her wish. The next morning, the shopkeeper found Lily's lifeless body clutching the locket. The whispers had ceased, but the sinister energy lingered. The shopkeeper carefully placed the locket back in its display, a reminder to all who entered the shop of the dangers that lay within. Word spread about Lily's tragic fate, and the townspeople avoided the shop, fearful of the cursed objects it held. The shopkeeper remained silent, haunted by the knowledge that some desires should never be fulfilled, for they come at a cost too terrible to bear. And so, the antique shop stood as a chilling reminder that not all treasures are worth possessing, and not all wishes should be granted, lest they unleash an irreversible darkness upon those who seek them. In a small, secluded cabin nestled deep within the woods, a group of friends gathered for a weekend getaway. They were seeking an escape from the hustle and bustle of city life, craving the tranquility of nature. As night fell and darkness blanketed the surroundings, they huddled around a crackling fire, sharing laughter and stories. But unknown to them, an ancient curse plagued the very land they had chosen for their retreat. One by one, the friends started experiencing strange occurrences. Whispering voices echoed through the trees, carrying an eerie, indecipherable message. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, elusive and sinister. The air grew heavy with an unexplained sense of dread. Determined to unravel the mystery, they ventured deeper into the woods, following the cryptic whispers. Their flashlight beams illuminated a hidden trail, leading them to an abandoned cabin long forgotten by time. Inside, the walls were adorned with unsettling symbols, and a feeling of malevolence permeated the air. Against their better judgment, they pressed on, consumed by their curiosity. As they delved further into the darkness, the curse tightened its grip. Their bond began to unravel, suspicion and fear poisoning their once close friendship. Paranoia took hold, and the group turned against each other, their unity shattered by a force beyond their comprehension. In a desperate attempt to break the curse, they sought a way to lift its hold. They discovered an ancient ritual, rumored to bring salvation. But little did they know that the ritual was a trap, a cruel deception laid by the malevolent entity haunting the woods. As they performed the ritual, the air crackled with energy. Shadows grew more menacing, swirling around them like vengeful spirits. Desperate screams filled the cabin, drowned out by a cacophony of demonic laughter. In the end, the curse claimed them all. The woods devoured their souls, leaving nothing behind but a chilling emptiness. Their fate served as a reminder that some evils cannot be defeated, and some paths lead only to destruction. The small cabin, forever tainted by their tragic end, stood as a grim monument to their ill-fated venture. Whispers still echoed through the trees, a haunting lament for those who dared to wander where they should not have tread. In a sleepy coastal town, where fog blanketed the shore and waves crashed against rugged cliffs, a young couple named Emily and James sought refuge in an old lighthouse-turned-bed and breakfast. They longed for a romantic getaway, unaware of the dark secrets that lay dormant within the aging structure. As night fell, a storm brewed on the horizon. The lighthouse's beams sliced through the darkness, guiding ships to safety. But on this fateful night, it beckoned the couple towards a fate they couldn't possibly comprehend. Curiosity got the better of Emily, and she couldn't resist exploring the abandoned lower levels of the lighthouse. Ignoring James' pleas to stay, she descended into a labyrinth of forgotten chambers, their walls whispering stories of despair. As Emily wandered deeper, the air grew heavy, thick with a sense of foreboding. Shadows danced in the dim light, revealing glimpses of something lurking just beyond her vision. She sensed a presence, an entity yearning to break free from its eternal prison. James, overcome with worry, followed her footsteps. He called out her name, his voice echoing through the desolate corridors. But his pleas were met with only silence, punctuated by the haunting creaks of the decaying structure. Finally, he found Emily standing before a rusted metal door, bathed in an ethereal glow. She wore an expressionless mask, her eyes vacant, as if possessed by an otherworldly force. James reached out to touch her trembling hand, but it passed through her as if she were mere mist. The door swung open, revealing a vortex of darkness, a gateway to a realm beyond human comprehension. Emily, now consumed by the entity that dwelled within, stepped into the abyss without hesitation. The door slammed shut behind her, sealing James' fate. Desperation engulfed James as he pounded on the door, screaming Emily's name, but his cries were swallowed by the maddening void. The lighthouse trembled, its very foundation shaking beneath his feet. And in a blinding flash of light, the lighthouse collapsed, consumed by the storm's fury. James was left alone amidst the ruins, haunted by his failure to save Emily. The storm raged on, erasing any trace of their existence from the world. The town mourned the loss of the young couple, their story becoming a cautionary tale whispered in hushed voices. The lighthouse's remnants became a forbidden place, forever cursed by the tragic end that befell Emily and James. To this day, visitors claim to hear their voices carried by the wind, trapped between realms, a reminder of the lighthouse's insatiable hunger for souls. And the storm-worn cliffs stand as a somber reminder that not all love stories find a happy ending, and some places are better left untouched by human curiosity.